Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's International SEO series. This week, we're going to be visiting Korea with Hogon. So, Hogon, thank you for joining us, and I'll hand over to you.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Hello, everyone. My name is Hogan, and a little bit about myself first. For military service, I worked with the U.S. Army as a cryptologic linguist, which was a very special experience considering our unique geopolitical issues. And since I got out of the Army, I have been in SEO/SCA, mostly working with international companies. And lastly, I love languages, which is the primary reason why I got into SEO in the first place. So about the Korean market, it is actually the 10th biggest market in the world right now in terms of gross domestic product. And there are 52 million people, and we speak one language, and that is Korean. And as some of you may already have heard, Koreans are very tech savvy. I'll get more into it in the next slide. And most people live in the cities, which is 92%. And what's more fascinating is that 50% of the population, which is 26 million of those people, is located in Greater Seoul area. So it's a really dense country. And because like Seoul area, there's everything there. And if you want to like do business, you have to go to Seoul, which can be both good and bad thing, you know. And so Korea has been known for its well-developed IT infrastructure. And as of 2018, 96% of South Koreans use the internet. So basically everyone. And 95% of Korean adults own smartphones. I'm sure it's more right now, which makes us number one in the world in terms of smartphone ownership rate, according to Pew Research Center. And you can see this picture that even grandmas and grandpas own a smartphone. Like my grandma uses smartphone and calls me using digital platforms just fine. So I think that's really cool.
That is really cool.
And the Korean wave, and I just wanted to share this as like a fun slide. And K-pop, BTS, Blackpink, New Jeans, etc. has been crazy popular all around the world. Like I just went to Bali last month, and I was amazed. I already knew that Korean wave is big in Southeast Asia, but like everywhere I go, like I met these people that like basically every lady was like, I watch Korean drama, and I was like truly like blown away. And to give you more context, in 2020, Parasite was the first foreign film to win the Oscar, and in 2021, Squid Game has become Netflix's biggest TV series of all time. And in 2023, and this was announced like 2 weeks ago, and Netflix announced that they will invest $2.5 billion more in South Korea to make TV shows and movies. So I think obviously this entertainment industry is massive in South Korea. And so like when international companies try to market their products and services, they usually work with Korean celebrities to just market their products more effectively. And also this rocket fast e-commerce boom. I thought this is really fascinating, and it's important to include this. So South Korea is the 5th largest country in the global e-commerce market right now, which adds up to $530 billion market. And not just, moreover, it's expected to jump to 3rd place as it's growing at a much faster rate than the UK and Japan. So I think the e-commerce economy ranking goes like China is number 1 by far, then US, then UK and Japan. I don't know which is the 3rd, but I know that Korea is growing faster than UK and Japan. So to think about it, that's like really cool and like fascinating because we're relatively a lot smaller economy than them. But three reasons why it's like booming that fast, in my opinion, and according to my own research, is because of these three reasons. Well, first one is that single person household is 30% and growing, and second is well-developed IT infrastructure. So we're all about mobile first and simple payment. And third is well-structured logic system. So like I said, we're a small country, but that makes us to set up logistics quicker and easier. Okay, so now we're getting into SEO. And we have our own messaging platform called Kakao, and we also have our own search engine called Naver. And since the early 2000s, Naver has been the dominant search engine. So basically, ever since internet became available to the general public. So at first, like Yahoo was the biggest search engine, but then Naver came in, and for the past 20 years, like if you wanted to search something online in Korean, you went to Naver. However, since 2017, Google has started to grow at a rapid rate. And 5 years later, Google's share has gone up from 0.95% to 34%, which is incredible, right? And as a result, Naver's market share has dropped from 85% to 58%. So, sorry, this is a bad picture, but you can see that the red pie is Naver and the yellow pie is Google. So you can see that it's not a like small portion anymore. Google is growing at a crazy rate. And in some niches like IT, Google has already surpassed Naver. So why is Google catching up so fast? First of all, it's because we have relatively free market, unlike China. So we're not required to use Naver for a political reason. So just people are naturally choosing Google over Naver because they find it more useful. And to be more specific, the reasons why people are choosing Naver over Google is Naver's closeness. And in the search results, Naver has only shown their own content within the Naver ecosystem. So over time, this has decreased the search quality, and people like the user trust has gone down. And also the creators migration. Back in the day, content creators couldn't bypass Naver because they had no options. But now creators have realized they can earn much more from Google, like including YouTube, as they have actually as Google actually shared their ad profit with creators, which was the opposite of Naver's policy. So like, would you just focus on Google now? But I don't think so. Like Naver shouldn't be neglected whatsoever. It's still, the dominant search engine in Korea. But what I saw is that there's huge opportunity in Google SEO because most companies are not taking it that seriously. Just many companies I've worked with just only wanted to focus on Naver because they thought, oh, if you want to market our product, you have to market on Naver. But data shows that's not the case. So, and also Naver is now opening up more like Google. So they're now, instead of just showing their own content within their own ecosystem, they're showing more content like YouTube videos and general websites around the web. And so they're investing a lot of money to earn the user trust again. Because basically, if you lose the user trust, then you're no more useful as a search engine, right? So this is a great news for ethical white hat SEO because now that Naver is becoming more like Google, they try to mock them. But if you actually put in the effort on doing the SEO right from the start, then you can actually start ranking on both Naver and Google, which wasn't possible before. And little more insights on Korean marketing. First, PPC, digital advertising industry, has doubled in just 3 years, according to the Korean Advertising Association. And YouTube, it's become the most significant content marketing channel, like many other countries. And not only that, it's the most watched app in Korea as of 2021, surpassing Naver and Kakao across the generations. And lastly, this is pretty interesting. Koreans are highly interested in foreign luxury brands. During the COVID, luxury goods sales increased in Korea while it decreased in the rest of the world. So yeah, there's a market for luxury goods, like high ticket items, and Koreans will buy it if they find it useful and luxurious enough.
Are the ranking factors really different between Naver and Google? Or if you optimize, say, for Google ranking factors, will it work with Naver?
So before, it was nearly impossible to rank on Naver, just no matter what, if you don't have like Naver owned blogs or Naver owned communities, you know. But now they're opening up like more like Google, and it will be like more possible.
Okay, interesting. So basically, yeah, just keep doing Google techniques that you use, good white hat SEO, and then it might work.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but like most international companies don't even really try to do SEO. Most companies they only do search ads on Naver, and because of that, you know, the CPCs and the general cost is really high, and the competition is really high. But if you take some of that budget and put more focus on doing the basic SEO right, then I think it'll help in a big way in the long run, because from my own experience, not many companies are leveraging this arbitrage opportunity.
Amazing. Well, that's my last question. So thank you very much for joining us and for sharing your knowledge.
No problem. Thank you.